My name is Bjarne. I'm a biker from Denmark, and I promise to tell a little about my crazy life and my way to Spain. I'm 57 years old, full of lies. I'm 60 years old. I'm born in 57. In a totally normal working family in Denmark, a small town out in the west side of Denmark. Grew up with a brother that's 5 years younger than me. He turned out a totally different way than me. We had the same racing, but as soon as I started in school, I found out that I was pretty different from the others. I think in all school classes all over the world, there's one or two guys that sit there listening, what the fuck am I doing here? It's boring, I want to do something else, blah, 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 blah. I was actually pretty good at school. I got fucking good grades, but I was bored. So I started to do all kind of funny things, not all of them legal, and went into a lot of trouble. After 10 years in school, I was finished, and now my parents think it was time for me to get a job. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Yes, I had a lot of good ideas, but my parents didn't think that was good ideas. So my parents decided that I should work in a clothes shop, a men's clothes shop, selling ties and socks to old men. I managed for 6 months. Then I couldn't take it anymore. And I was a little bit lucky. I tried to come into the military. I faked my parents' signature telling that I was a year older than I was, and applied for going into the military. And I got a letter from them. I should come there on Monday, but it was in Copenhagen. That was 500 kilometers away from where I live. I have no money, no nothing. Then the owner of the shop where I was working told me, I have to go to a mess in this weekend. So can you close the shop and put all the money in the bank? Yes, I can do that. I didn't. I went to Copenhagen and went into the military, and they didn't hear from me again before a year later. Instead of going to the money with the bank, I put them in my pocket and took the train to Copenhagen and go to the military caserne and said, hello, here I am. And I was a soldier for 4 years. I was in foreign countries 2 times, but most of the time I was in the Copenhagen area. Okay. So every weekend we could go out from the caserne, and I started to meet people on bikes. I bought my first bike there, a Suzuki, a Japanese bike, and started to drive around with some of those guys that was running around with a vest and try to be tough guys. And suddenly it was much more fun than the military. So when I should be back on Monday, I started to come back on Wednesday, or then I come back on Thursday. And suddenly one day I was arrested and didn't come back, so the military think, thanks for this time, don't have to see you again. And then I lived in the club for 10 years, 15 years. Got a girlfriend there, got married, and got divorced again, got a new girlfriend, got 2 children. And then at a certain point, there were so many things going on, bike wars, conflicts, all kind of shit, I think. I started when I was 16 in the military. 16? Yeah, I started in the bike clubs when I was 18.
You left the military?
They kicked me out. When I was kicked out from the military, I moved to the clubhouse. And then I was full-time biker until I didn't have more money. Then I had to take a job for a while, working and biking and working and biking and small crimes in and out of jail. Started a drug at a certain point, and that wasn't good. stopped again. Then I found a bigger club, and I was with them until 83. And then I, together with my wife and my children for some years, and then I was alone for some years, and get bored again. So I started traveling. First I was in Thailand for a trip, then I was in Egypt. Then I lived in Tenerife for 3 months. Tunisia, Morocco.
How do you compare Morocco or Tunisia with Denmark? What do you see in these countries?
Poor Muslim countries. Tunisia was crap. Everybody wanted to sell you something, steal from you, beg from you, and they hated you because you wasn't a Muslim. So I didn't like, and I was there during the Ramadan, so of course it was worse. But I didn't like it. Morocco, in the tourist area in Morocco, it's the same. But if you come into Morocco and talk to the Moroccans, it's a nice place.
And other side that you prefer, Thailand, for example?
No, Thailand is tourist and prostitute. So.
And what do you do in this country with your bike? You record?
No, I was not on bike there. I was just flying and going around there. For some years I didn't have a bike after I got divorced. And so I met my new girlfriend, and at the age of 50-something. And her parents was living in Spain. And at that time I had to go to jail in Denmark for half a year. And I really didn't want to do that. So her parents came and visited her, and they talked about Spain, and her father showed me a picture of a Harley Davidson. Only 3,500 euro. In Denmark, the same bike cost 30,000 euro.
30?
30. You can get me that for that price, yes. When do you go back? On Monday. Can we go with you? Yeah, no problem. Then I sold everything we had. During the weekend, got rid of all the shit, packed 3 suitcases. Bye-bye Spain, here we come. Didn't know what we should do here, but I had my pension, so that was small money. My wife didn't have a job. I don't give a shit about Denmark. Denmark is a crappy country with a crappy government that do crappy things to people. They shit down the people's throat, to say it rude. They steal from the old and poor and give it to the rich. They use money in war in Ukraine, Israel, fuck everywhere, spending money to lick the Americans' ass. So no, I don't like Denmark. Denmark has done a lot of good things for me before, but it was not for me. I like Spain 10 times more.
Why?
The whole thing in Spain. The weather, one thing. The second thing, the way the family are together. You don't see Spanish families kicking their children out, throwing their children away from home. They stay as a family together. They help each other. They go out and eat together. You see at the playground, grandmothers with the grandchildren playing. Very good family life.
In Denmark, it's more cold, no?
Yeah.
The relationships is cold.
It's cold and everybody is busy. Everybody wants a house, a big car. Everybody is working. Mom is working, dad is working, big brother is working. Putting all the fucking money into the bank and to the gas bill, and they don't have time for the children.
Have you have a profession in your life?
Yeah. You probably don't believe it. What would you guess I have been learned?
Something intellectual? Professor? Teacher?
I've been a flight attendant. Flight attendant. The one who looking at the radar and counting the planes down in the airport. And then I took an education as a therapist. Helping young criminal children. Young criminals, just before they go to jail, they're sent to some youth institute. And I worked there as a therapist, talking to them about what went wrong in their childhood, why they started to do drugs, why they started to do crime, and is there a way out of it? Is there somewhere we can help you? You have to look at yourself, blah, 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 all that therapy shit. I studied for 3 years. I'm the one that's sitting in the chair. My patient come and lay on the couch and blah, 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 blah. And oh, yes, I ask you a question. How was your childhood? Oh, me and my mom didn't go well. How do you think, why do you think you and your mom didn't go well? Question like this, and then, of course, more deeply question, personal question.
Why do you work with these children and don't with other type? You interest in this thing?
Because I have spent time in jail myself and knew that I knew what was going on inside the head of those boys. When those people come and talk to me when I was younger, it was always a priest or a school teacher or something like that didn't know shit about how I was thinking. So when I tried to explain them how I was thinking about this and this, then they thought I was fucking crazy. When I talk to those young boys, and they have to explain me why the fuck they smashed the neighbor with a baseball bat. Then if they tell that to a totally normal person that never smashed anybody with a baseball bat, then they will think, oh, they're fucking violent, they're fucking crazy, we have to put them away. But mostly, always, there's a reason why they did it that way. And when you start talking to them about that, then they can see, hey, maybe it wasn't so good what I did, but the day I did it, I felt that was a fucking good idea. Now I can see now I'm sitting in a fucking jail and have to talk to this idiot. So maybe it wasn't so good idea. So maybe you prevent them from going out doing the same stupid things again when they come out. And we did a lot of fun things with them. Parachuting, diving, deep sea fishing. We took them out and gave them some experiences. So those boys have always been told, you can't do this, you're not good enough, blah, 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 during the school time. They suddenly found out that they dared to jump out of an airplane. They found out they could climb a mountain. They found out they could dive or whatever. And gave them some positive things to do instead of going out robbing other people. But of course that stopped too, because one day the police come and said, why are you working with those children? Because it's my job. I got paid for it and I like it. Yeah, but you have been a criminal yourself. It's not good for the children to be around you. So there come new rules in Denmark, then bye-bye. Then I went back on my bike.
What do you do all days? Your routine and one day normal or...
There was never a normal day. Never did the same. Sometimes there could be party for a whole week. And sometimes we just fix a bike in the garage for a whole week. Sometimes you have to go out and do some totally normal things, normal jobs and relationships. And you can't say there's a routine. I wake up in the morning, smoke a joint, eat my breakfast. Maybe I go to the club. If there's somebody there, we have a beer or a cup of coffee, talk about what happened yesterday or what will happen on Saturday. Going home, talking to friends outside the club. Going home, wash my clothes, clean my house, like everybody else. We have 2 days a week, one day where we have a meeting where everybody meet up, and every Saturday where we have an open house with a barbecue and everybody can come and see how the club is. Normal days, if there's open, it's only for members. But on Saturday, everybody can come, they can bring their children, they can look at the bikes, they can come in and see the bar, they can see what's going on in the club. That would never be possible in Denmark. You couldn't do that in Denmark. Because if somebody come and visit the clubhouse, Then the police search them outside before they go in.
How in Denmark see the police to the biker and the difference with Spain?
In Denmark, with all those things that's going on, there's a very strict biker law. The police are allowed to search you when they meet you on the street. They are allowed to confiscate your bike if you owe tax money. They are allowed to take your finger rings if you owe them money for tickets. If you have a knife, even if it's so small, you will get 10 days in jail. If God forbid you have a gun, then it's 2 years. A baseball bat, 10 years, 10 days in jail. Stupid things. 2 grams of weed, 500 euro in ticket.
Have you ever have a problem for that reasons?
Yeah, every day.
Every day.
I was searched every time I met the police. What do you have in your pocket? Even if I didn't do anything, for 5-6 years they hadn't arrested me for anything criminal. They maybe found 2 grams of hashish or a pipe or whatever, a small knife, but haven't done anything criminal. But they kept on searching me. We know you have a gun. We know you have drugs. No, I don't have any drugs. Yes, we know you're a user. No, I haven't been using for 5 years, you idiot. But they never forget. Here in Spain, it's totally different.
And how do you say to people who think that bikers are criminal or to the press that write about MC like criminal or drug dealer only, that don't see the labor and the family?
They want to sell newspapers. The newspapers want to sell newspapers. Oh. So if they put a front line on, those nice guys helped a lady over the street yesterday. Nobody would buy the fucking newspaper. Those terrible people are selling drugs, they're shooting at each other. Last year 3 people was killed, blah, blah, blah. Then, Billy the Kid. Most of it is lies. Is Barcelona a criminal football club? Barcelona Football Club. Are their followers criminal? Is that a criminal organization? What do you think?
Yes.
You think?
Yes.
Why?
Because I suppose that don't pay or don't do the things like the law say. But it's a criminal.
It's not a criminal organization. There are some people supporting Barcelona that do criminal things. Some of them maybe rob a bank, but that don't mean that everybody that go to not everybody is criminal because one guy is doing this.
Okay.
We have thousands of members all over the world, coming from all kind of social layers. Some do crimes, but not all do crimes. And if I choose to do a crime, if I'm lack of money and I think, I go and rob a bank, then I would never wear my colors, anything related to people I was running around with. And I certainly wouldn't go and tell it in the club, hey, I just robbed a bank, here's some money for you, here's some money for you. That would mean that the club was criminal. No. Maybe I would be stupid enough to do it, but it had nothing to do with the club.
How is your relationship with the death? How do you see an accident? And when you are riding, you think that you can die, or you only? What's your philosophy of life, no? In that sense?
Let me say it this way. It's a very difficult question. If you asked me, when I was 18 years old, do you think you can die on your bike? I would start laughing and driving on the back wheel the whole way home just to prove I don't give a shit. I would be racing, I would be pissed drunk driving, snoring, driving, blah, blah, blah. I can't die. When I got my first child, maybe there's a possibility that I should start wearing a helmet. It could happen, and now I have a child to take care of, and blah, blah, blah. So I started to wearing a helmet. Now I'm 66, and I'm supposed to die soon anyhow. Now I don't hate it. I can die from this, I can die from that. But actually I don't give a shit. I still do the same things. But it crossed my mind now. If I go on the freeway and I see, oh, they're driving crazy there, then I break down and take it slowly. Before I just said, bye. Now my wife said to me in a funny way, Bjarne, do you know when you're getting old? No, what do you mean? You're getting old when the speed limit is no longer a limit. Meaning, before, if I saw a speed sign 80 kilometers an hour, yes, piss. I'm driving too fast. Now when I come with 100 and see a speed limit 80, I say, yeah, now we're the next.
And the longest routes, do you do the 66 routes or something?
I can't come into America. They don't like me there. The longest I've been driving on my bike is from Copenhagen to Italy.
Can you repeat?
From Copenhagen, Denmark, to Riva del Garda in Italy. In northern Italy, that's 3,600 kilometers.
600?
3,600.
When you were 80 years old, do you think you will stay riding, or you change the moto, algo más relax, or you want to continue with your Harley and or the same stuff?
Yeah, I never get anything else but Harley. Maybe I get one with 3 wheels when I get older. But Harley Davidson, that's a good bike. When I was 18, I couldn't afford a Harley Davidson. Too mucho dinero. So it was a Suzuki, and then later on a Norton English bike and a Triumph. The closest I could come to a Harley with the money I had. And then when I come here to Spain, it was before that I saved money for 6 years, I think, and bought an old fucking Harley Davidson in Denmark. And I have to fix it myself, and finally it was ready to go on the street. 1 week later, I was stopped by the police. Hello, Bjarne. Hello, officer. Have you paid your tax? What the fuck are you talking about? We have here on the screen that you owe the Danish government 10,800 crowns for taxes from last year you haven't paid. We confiscate your bike. And they took my fucking Harley Davidson. Oh, that's only 10,800. I have to go to court with that. I went to court, then they put it up to 30,000. That was more than I have paid for the fucking bike. So they just took my Harley, bye-bye. Now you don't owe us this money anymore. Not nice. Then when I came here, I worked a little bit black work together with my pension. And then I could afford to buy my Harley, and I bought it, and I never regret it. It's 7 years ago now I bought it here, and I've been riding it every day.
Now you ride
every day. It's my only transport. So everywhere I go on my bike.
Why the riders have, or why do you think the riders have tattoos, a lot of tattoos?
Why do football players have a lot of tattoos? Why do rock stars have a lot of tattoos?
Do you think it relates with freedom?
No. It's a fashion. I know a lot of guys that don't have one single tattoo. They are not tattooed. I know a lot of guys from different big clubs that don't have any tattoos. Or maybe they only have a small one, meaning something special for them. I think it's different from every person why you have your tattoos. Somebody liked a special design, they got Viking tattoos all over. Somebody got biker tattoos all over.
And what's your preferred tattoo? Your favorite?
Look at me, everything. The same shit again. When I was totally young, I tattooed myself. So when I was totally young, some of my friends was tattooing too. So Saturday night we were sitting, smoking a joint, drinking some beers. What are we going to do? Make a tattoo on me. What do you want? I don't know. What do you like to make? I make an eagle. Okay, do that. Then next time, what do you want? Don't know. What can you make? Yeah, I can make this and this. And then some of it had been covered up and layers and layers. Of course, some of them mean something from me. There's some of the first club I was in, the patches from the first club. There's a memory of a brother who was killed. Another memory over here of another brother was killed.
Now you continue tattooing?
No.
No?
My eyes are not good anymore.
No, but...
No, getting tattoos. Yeah, there's not more space. I actually, in the M here, I have to make a skull next week. Under the M, I make a big skull going down.
Okay. Can I... ¿Puedo enseñártelo? Okay. Vale. The part of drugs. What the first time you stay high?
I was 13 years. 13 years old.
13?
Yeah. 1 3.
The first time you smoke, for example?
Yes, I smoked weed and drank beer when I was 13.
And what do you think about people that start with 16, 14?
I think it's stupid. If you're a child, still a young child, you have to learn a lot. You have to go to school, you have to do things to go further in your life. That is stupid to sit and smoke, get fucking stoned every day, because then you don't learn anything. But then again, if my son, when he was 14, came and said, hey, I go and smoke some weed, Dad. Say, okay, take care of yourself. But if you come and said, I will go out and get pissed drunk, then I said, no, you won't. You're not old enough to drink. Because I know if you get pissed drunk, then you get aggressive, you come into shit. If you get stoned, then you fall to sleep. Nothing will happen.
So you prefer the marijuana?
Yes. In front of alcohol, yes, for young people.
And what do you think about the benefits of marijuana on you?
The benefit for me is it makes me calm. Okay. It's quiet, maybe quiet. I don't get aggressive. When I was young, there's a reason people call me panic. I could go crazy over small things. Not anymore. Mm-hmm. For me, I've been smoking since. I had a break for 5 years where I didn't smoke at all. I didn't drink, I didn't do anything for 5 years. Just to try to live totally sober. That was boring. But now I smoke every day. And by the way, I don't think weed is a drug. Weed is not a drug. It's produced by the nature. Stay away from hard drugs. Stay away from heroin, amphetamine, cocaine, all that shit. That makes you addicted. That will kill you. If I smoke a joint in the morning and get high, and I start looking at the newspaper, then I look at all the good things. Oh, the sun is high here. 3 children saved from blah, blah, blah. Good things. Mm-hmm. If I'm not stoned, no. Fucking idiot of politicians. A fucking war. Now they're stealing my money again. Blah, blah, blah. Then I read all the negative things. And my whole day, I'm going around thinking about all that negative shit. If I smoke a small joint in the morning, I get high, and then I read all the positive things, I go around with a smile. And when I meet the first idiot up in the center that come with a stupid comment of something, then I don't smash him down, I just look at him. I'm talking about doing what you want.
Yes.
What makes you happy? If I should imagine a life going to work from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening, my whole fucking life, then I would hang myself. I would never do that. It's stupid waste of time. Yes. Because you never get rich anyhow. Doesn't matter how many hours you work as a worker, you will never get rich. Because the tax company, the government, everybody will steal your fucking money. But you make somebody else rich. Then I'd rather say, okay, I don't need my own house. I can rent a house. I need my own bike. That's what I need. I can rent a house. I don't need to eat a big steak every day. I can eat something smaller, but I need to have gasoline so I can ride. I need to have money so I can go to a party with my friends. I need to have time so I can invite my children and grandchildren and say, come, for the next 14 days we have fun together. I don't have to go to work, I don't have to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That's have been important for me always, that I have the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want. That's meaning I never get rich.
For speak to Spain, how do you see the youth, Jóvenes in Spain, or the culture? How do you say the best and the worst of Spain?
It's,
in your opinion?
It's a little difficult for me to answer because I don't meet many youth in Spain. I see them when they go to school and come home from school. I see some groups in the nightlife, Friday or Saturday night going out. So I don't really have an opinion. I would say in Denmark, I would say from what I know that everybody is sitting playing fucking computer and studying and all that shit. Nobody is outside doing things. And here it looks like more people are going out doing things together than sitting at home. But then again, I'm not in a big city, so I don't know how they live there.
Okay. What's your opinion of the music? What music you listen? What music?
I mostly listen to old rock and roll, the old rock from the 60s. I listen to Pink Floyd, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden.
Okay, and what's your opinion of other new genres like trap or reggaeton? You listen?
No.
It's okay? Or?
No, all music is okay, but it don't say me anything. It was when I played rock and roll, when I first time played Black Sabbath Paranoid in my house, my mom comes screaming in, "What the fuck is that? Devil music," and blah, blah, blah. When my son lived with me, he was 16. I came home and he was playing music. Insane Clowns. It's some heavy rap punk band. I saw somebody was killing the cat. What the fuck is that noise? It's music, Dad, it's good. Turn it down. And then I sound like my mother. It was just a totally new generation.
What do you think about Spain policy?
I try not to go so much into it, because my ground opinion is all politicians are idiots. They're sitting up on their high horse trying to make rules for people in situations that they never have been in. So, fuck it. I don't think they're better or worse than the rest of the politicians in Europe.
And what's your ideal system of organization?
You mean a democracy or?
Yes, or other system on anarchy or?
I would say anarchy. I don't like the thought about somebody is making the rules for other people. There's some simple rules. Don't go around killing each other. Don't steal from your neighbor. Simple things.
Yeah.
But all that fucking shit about paper shit so they can steal your money for tickets for this and for that is only to feed some rich and take the money from the poor. But I don't go into politics. Where I come, in that club where I come, we don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religion, and we don't talk about race. Simple. The day the war between Ukraine and Russia started, there was 2 members standing in the bar drinking. One of them had Ukraine in the bottom, the other one had Russia. They were standing with arms in arms drinking beer.
Yeah.
As soon as you go into our clubhouse, there's no religion. We have Muslim people there, we have Jewish people coming there, we have Christian people coming there, we have Catholics, we have some that don't believe in shit. But people never talk about it. Because that's not why we are there. We are there because of the motorcycle and to have fun and to help each other with all kind of shit. At a certain point I went to the hospital here. I got a blood clot and had to go immediately to the hospital. 5 hours later, after I go to the hospital, there was 3 guys coming to my wife and said, "Do you need anything? You want us to go shopping for you? You want us to take you to a hospital? You want us to do this?" They already found out I was at the hospital and maybe my wife needed something. You don't imagine, you don't see that out in the normal society. If you have normal friends that, maybe some few friends are like this. Here you are in a group of men that will do everything for you. And of course you will do everything for them if they need it.
And as for bikers, for riders in routes, for the security, when you are in the routes, what your priorities of your moto and your equipment?
I should say dress for the slide and not for the ride. Meaning you have to take safe clothes on, so if you fall off the bike, then you're secure. Instead of looking fucking smart with new sneakers and short trousers, so when you fall off, then you're But I never do it myself. I never wear those jackets with it. I think I look stupid, and I think if I fall off, then I probably die anyhow, so fuck that. But a good advice to all bikers: don't drive faster than your guardian angel can fly.
An advice to a person who don't know what to do in his life.
Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Look inside yourself. What is it that I want? Not what my parents want. Not what my school teacher want. Not what my neighbor want. Not what the society want me to do. What do I want to do? What's my biggest dream? And then go for it. You can do everything. Everything you put your mind into. If you want to do the work for it, you can do it. Maybe you can't be an astronaut because that takes some special things, but most things that you can imagine, you have a chance to do it today. If you want to study, if you want to work hard for it, if it's your real dream, you can do it. But if it's your real dream just to ride your bike, fall into a party and stay there for some days, and then when you need money again, start to work a little bit again, then do that. You're not in a hurry. Most young people today, when they're 15, the school teacher have already asked them, what do you want to be? What do you want to study to? Do you want to become a doctor? Do you want to become a lawyer? They never say, do you want to become a carpenter? They never say, do you want to clean streets? They always say, do you want to be blah, 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 blah. Something you had to study for forever? And a lot of young people don't want that. And if you're a good carpenter, then you're as much worth as a fucking doctor.
And something who helped you to be happy?
No, show respect to other people, then you will get respect again. And stay away from unnecessary trouble. Stay away from trouble that had nothing to do with you. I always think, can I do something about this shit? If yes, what? Then let me do it. If I can't do shit about it, then fuck it. Why spend my time thinking about something I can't change anyhow?
Have you read books in your life and helped you, or?
There's tons of books. As said before, I spent some years in jail, and there was a good library, so I read a lot. And I'm from that generation where we didn't have iPhones, we didn't have iPad, we didn't have shit, we had a book. So if you want to read something, you got a book. So I read tons of books. In a special period, it was literature, fake literature, fantasy, blah, 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 blah. In other period, it was history. Then I read a lot of philosophy. Aristotle, Nietzsche. I even read Mein Kampf from Adolf Hitler. I read the Quran. I read the Bible. Then I read a lot about motorcycles and the history about motorcycles, how it started up with groups going together and spreading all over the world. And yeah, I read a whole plate of different books during my life. And I have a memory saying, if somebody starts saying something from a book, then I can remember the whole fucking book. But if somebody asks me what I get for breakfast yesterday,